Good evening, Munchie Mafia. So today we are doing chicken marsala. I got tons of chicken that I have to get rid of, but we're going to be doing chicken enchilada casserole next week. So we'll have plenty of chicken. Let's take a gander at who's in the chat. We've got Tomahawk Mark and the Food Boat and Mean Girl. Hello, everybody. And also hello to my mods. Without them, I don't know what I would do with myself. Probably get myself in a lot of trouble is what would happen. So we're gonna just tidy up this chicken breasts a little bit. Now chicken prices are starting to, go through the roof. Um, as you may know, one of the egg producers down in Texas has got a problem with some bird flu. Um, and so that kind of jacks up the prices on eggs. But if you're in the state of Washington, it's a little bit different because we're only allowed to buy cage-free eggs or free-range eggs, um, which I discussed in one of my live drives. I was really kind of pissed off because um, there's no regulation when it comes to what is considered free range and what is cage free. Um, just because it says cage free doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be more um, ethical as far as how the chickens are being treated. Okay, so I slice these up so that they're thinner. I don't want to have to pound them out. I'm just too lazy today. Um, Chicken marsala is one of my favorite dishes to eat as well as cook. Sometimes I serve it with mashed potato. Other times spaghetti. I feel like carving out today, so got a phone call from my assistant today. Uh, I don't know what Prop 12 is. I am so anti-political. I don't know what is anymore. I just try to not to get myself too involved in that nonsense. Um, my shitty knife because all my other ones are dirty. Okay, so, huh? Where what is? Do they regulate the pigs too? No, they don't. It's whatever it is that they can do that helps them sleep better at night for the most part. Um, I guess Oregon has also followed suit, and whatever Oregon does, Washington likes to follow and do the same damn thing for some stupid reason. So our egg prices are like way more expensive now. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we're getting any better product. Okay, so we got dredge, we got egg. I put salt and pepper in both the dredge and the egg. By the way, that chicken cordon bleu was obscene. It was so good. I was like, oh my god, this is so good. Timmy really liked it too. Okay, so now we got that going. Now, one of the other things that I like to add to my chicken marsala is just a little smidge of nutmeg. And what I'll do is I'll put that in with the dredge. Woke up this morning and realized that I had forgotten one very important component to this, uh, and that was the orange. Put a little smidge of orange juice in there, and it just brightens up the dish. Learned that from one of my mentors that's actually Italian. Okay, so now we're going to egg wash our chicken. It's got a lot of pepper on there. My goodness. And then we're going to just dredge it. This is going to help to thicken up the sauce and also help to give the chicken a beautiful golden brown delicious color. So just set that right there. Go to the next one. This is probably too much chicken, but it's okay because I'm going to be sitting at work bored to death all day tomorrow. I got a phone call from my assistant, and can you believe this shit? I'm like, what? They're shutting down the kitchen tomorrow, so everybody's getting sack lunches and dinners. And I went and did all this prep for nothing. I go, well, no, it's not for nothing because we can always serve it on Wednesday. At least give me an opportunity to play catch up with everything else. But I immediately got on the phone with my boss and said, WTF? Shouldn't they be giving us 72 hours warning or advance notice when they're planning to shut the kitchen down? Uh, it's like, what the hell's wrong with these people? Lack of communication. My boss is like, well, God, where's the communication? I'm like, yeah, right. And he's like, yeah, okay. Well, I said, so what am I supposed to do with my day? If they're going to have the power shut off to the kitchen, I'm not going to have anything. How the hell am I going to get my stuff done? Well, I don't know. Let me think on that one a little bit. So let me give you a call back. He calls me back a bit later. I didn't make it to the chiropractor. I'll just go tomorrow. I'll just leave work early tomorrow. Already got the go ahead that I could leave a little early tomorrow, but I have to at least be on site to make sure that the sack meals are all taken care of, and just in case they need something extra. I'm like, oh great, probably need a headlamp now. Let's get that out of the way. We're gonna just walk our chickies over here. Already got my water on the stove. Move all my shit out of the way. Alrighty. At least I got that. All right, so I'm gonna get our pan started. So I hope everybody's doing well. Grab this over here, see how everything's going. And hello, Mason. He's taking the big ones. That could be misconstrued as something else entirely. No, you don't put the orange juice in the egg. You put it in with the sauce that we're gonna make. It's supposed to help brighten it up. No, don't put the orange juice in there. Put it in the sauce. It's more for finishing. So now we're gonna give that a pretty good coating of extra virgin olive oil or whatever oil you prefer. And then we just wait because this is an electric stove. I hate electric stoves. They're just so horrible. I don't know why I'm so freaking hungry today. So I don't know how everybody did with the eclipse. We didn't have a good view of it because it was overcast. It was horribly overcast. Goodbye, Figlia. It was nice knowing you. Last glass of the Figlia. Man, this is one delicious wine. You definitely must try it. It's from Walla Walla, Washington, which is down in the southeastern corner, right there where Idaho meets Oregon and Washington all together, and right along the Columbia River. Beautiful wine country down there. It's definitely an up and comer. Never been all too fond of Washington wines up until the last 6 or so years. They've been actually putting themselves on the map. Okay, so let's take a looky and see how our oil is doing. Yes, we got we got some action going. So we're going to put our chickies in there. And the key is to not crowd the pan too much, which I'm doing. Got one for the dogs. Because they're bougie like that. Hashtag bougie. All right. Oh, these almonds are great. They're chili lime flavored almonds. They're just delicious. All right. I know I was forgetting something. Sorry about the noise. We are going to pop these into the oven real quick. 375 for the oven. More almonds for me. So today, I was really rather astonished because Maine girls in Maine, obviously, duh, Captain Obvious here. And she did her first live today, doing some video of the eclipse. And it's just amazing how different it is over on the East Coast. We got 22%, but because we were so overcast, we weren't going to see diddly squat. And it was just kind of cool to see because it's like we don't get that kind of view. And the next total eclipse that we'll be able to see in North America is like, in 21 years. I don't think some of us will still be alive then. So I'm just kind of sad that all we got was 22%. Support Timmy's eating habits. I love it. I love it. And don't forget, there's always the wine fund or whichever. That's so funny. Oh, it's in bright pink too. that's hilarious. Okay, so stop poking the bear with the chickens here. Just let it do its thing. Now, what we're looking for is golden brown delicious, also known as the Maillard reaction. Maillard is spelled Maillard. And it's an actual scientific term for getting caramelization on your meat. It's the heat from the pan reacts with the chicken, and oh, thank you, Brian, for the $3. Maillard reaction is the chemical reaction when you place proteins into a hot pan and get them seared to golden brown deliciousness. If you don't remember it, just remember caramelization. and you can't get a proper caramelization in a non-stick pan. You just don't get it all nice and pretty. All right, so we're just gonna move it around a little bit. Now the flour that the chicken has been dredged in is going to create a beautiful canvas for the sauce. Now, a traditional marsala would not actually have heavy cream in it. It would just be butter that's been emulsified in the pan um, by just throwing knobs of butter into a pan. Um, you kill the heat on it, and then you can just emulsify it by just throwing in knobs of cold butter and whisking it and shaking the pan around, and you know, so not as golden brown delicious as I want it to be, but that's okay. Um, so the question is, what what would you all like to see for the chicken enchilada casserole? Would you like to see the verde, which is the green sauce, or the red sauce? Which would you rather see? Yes, Derek, you're behind on sending out merch. Poor main girl doesn't have her sticker yet. And when are you going to get coffee mugs? Because I really like coffee mugs. I've been asking you about coffee mugs for a while. I love coffee mugs. Oh, crap. Okay, we're all good. I have a tendency to hide things in my oven, and sometimes I forget to check it before I turn it on. One time I burned up like a $50 box of really bougie donuts. It came from a really awesome um, donut shop called Legendary. Take a looky here. And ended up melting the box and the donuts. Made me so mad because they were like the most delicious donuts ever. I lost my other thing. Oh, there it is. I left it over there. We're gonna need chicken stock, but we're not gonna need it just yet because we're going to actually put this chicken in the oven to finish it. And I'm actually going to use a wire rack underneath so it's elevated so that it stays crispy on the bottom. Okay, so now there's our chickies. We got one for Timmy, one for me, an extra one, and one for the puppies. So we're only going to put just the very basic salt and pepper on the dread. Because the puppies have got to have some too, right? Okay, so local store had the shittiest frickin' Marsala available. I should have just gone over to the other store. But we're just gonna hit that pan with a little. We're gonna reduce that to Aus. And the reason being is so that, huh? Oh, I need the fan on. We're gonna put a little bit more oil in there. And now we need our um, onions and mushrooms. Now, when it comes to marsala, usually it's like equal parts mushrooms to onions, give or take, depending on your preference. I like lots of mushrooms. I also like lots of onions, but it's okay if I short myself a little bit of onion, as long as those damn mushrooms are in there. These are just criminy mushrooms, the brown ones. Um, I always peel mine, just so that it doesn't overcolor the, the sauce. I used to take the gills out too and just, put all that scrap into the scrap bag and toss it in the freezer for when I was ready to make a stock, but I'm not making stock for a while. So, did we figure out green or red yet? Verde, creamy, or chunky? Okay. Yes, there's a little bit of chicken fond. That's why we had to deglaze it a little bit. It's kind of right there, but that mushroom is going to start to lose some of its moisture. So we're actually, um, so it's going to help with that. So we're going to get those onions nice and beautiful. So we don't want to hit it with anything else right now. We just want to give this a stir. Grab my salt and pepper. Oh, that shit. That's not pepper. What the hell? I know, right? Dumping milk all over the damn place. That's not my salt. Okay. Pepper. So, contrary to popular belief, peppercorn can burn, so you don't want to add it too soon, unless you're really doing a controlled environment. I don't really have a real hood system here, so my apologies for it being very, 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 very steamy here. It's so steamy. Chunky green, okay. I personally love Verde. It's like one of my favorite ones. So we're gonna do a Verde sauce, I guess. I can always do a red one another time too. Maybe do a um, beef enchilada casserole or a carnitas enchilada casserole and do a red sauce. Okay, so our mushrooms are looking nice and pretty. Onions are still a little on the firm side, so we're just gonna move it around a little bit. Just level it out. I'm gonna salt our water over here because I think I might have forgotten. So now there is such a thing as putting too much salt in your water. Believe it or not, everybody says, "Oh yeah, it's got to be as salty as the sea." It does not need to be as salty as the sea. You do want some salt in there, but you don't want to oversalt it because when you're creating sauces and so on to go with the pasta, you want to be able to layer those flavors a little bit. So you don't want to just get hit with a big salt bomb because everything got a little bit of salt. So a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit there, and you're good to go. You can always add, but you can't subtract. One ringy dingy. Timmy's been getting a lot of sales calls today. All right. Now, I like to leave my garlic cloves whole with this specific thing. So, and our water's good to go. Now, I noticed at the grocery store that there was a really nice new pasta that I had not seen before. I don't normally buy Barilla. That's another story for another time, however. But I saw this and I was like, oh, it's on sale. Yay. Because I don't know about you, but these rising grocery prices are getting to be really, really, really annoying. So it's in a red box instead of a blue box. and it's called Albronzo. Let me see. Huh? I don't know. Let me take a look here. Yes. Oh, thank you, Mean Girl, for the tip. Got another $5. Thank you very much. All right. Oh wow, even the texture is different. It's supposed to be made with the highest quality semolina, robust texture to hold sauce. And I can actually feel the texture. So, but it says on the box, um, al dente perfection in 11 minutes. So we will soon see if al dente in 11 minutes is actually possible. So I think I like this texture now that it's dumping all over my countertop. Thankfully, I cleaned my countertop. All right, so now we got this beautiful bit of business going on here, but we want to give those garlic cloves a chance to relax and get happy a little bit. So we're just gonna let it go for a little while longer. Besides, having nice caramelized onion and mushroom is always a good thing because we're building up more fond in the bottom of the pan from the mushrooms and the onion. I would stop stirring it, but let's try to get it flattened out. This is about a pound of mushrooms. Mushrooms do shrink quite a bit, as you could probably tell. We probably lost about a third of the volume. Or I should say, the volume is reduced down to about a third. Um, Gosh, it smells so good. I love mushrooms, and Dakota had shared a link to a live. I think it was on the Food Boat Discord. I don't remember the name of the channel, but they were out foraging for morels, and they were golden morels or yellow morels, whichever way you want to call them. And I was actually really kind of excited to hear that he's giving the information that's necessary to keep people safe by explaining. You want to make sure that they're not false morels. I was really happy to see that. Uh, but one of the things that you can do if you do go foraging for mushrooms, join one of the mushroom identification groups. There's several on Facebook that are possibly in your area that can actually help you with identification, and also some groups that will that actually go out and forage together. Okay, so now we got some fond happening here, and that's all money. You don't want to lose any of that, but you also don't want it to burn. So we're going to hit it pretty hard and heavy with this marsala. Now, if you can't find marsala, you can use sherry as well. Um, Very similar. Okay, so now it's been kissed by that marsala. So now we've got it all loosened up off the bottom. We're gonna bring that to a sec. And then we're gonna start adding our chicken broth to it. Um, and like I said, this sauce traditionally does not have heavy cream in it. It's just that sometimes when you're cooking and anticipating leftovers, um, sometimes it's better to help stabilize that sauce by using a little bit of cream. My pasta's going all over the damn place. Um, wow, I really like the texture of this. So Albronzo, and it's a Barilla product. It's in a red box. Here, I'll show it again. I don't know which direction I need to hold it, but that way. I'll just kind of hold it that way. Yeah, it looks like it's the right direction. Okay. Give that a whirl. Um, and we'll soon see how good the texture is. it might suck. I mean, I prefer to have fresh scratch made pasta, but the reality of it is, I really don't have a lot of time. I was supposed to go to the chiropractor today, but ended up in a actual virtual meeting that has traditionally been canceled at the last possible second up until this time. And then I got a phone call from my kitchen supervisor or my assistant that they're shutting down the kitchen and to please make 85 bags of sandwiches. And the last time this happened, there was a lot of sitting around involved. Um, the simple fact that there's not really much else to do. Okay, so 11 minutes according to this, or according to my clock, it's 5:42. All right, so now we're gonna hit this with the chicken stock, and depending on how much pasta you're going to have, about a cup, maybe 2 cups, pint chicken stock. Now we're gonna let this get happy. We're gonna let it reduce and do its thing for a little bit before we start attacking it with knobs of butter. I am going to put a little bit of heavy cream in it. Okay, let's see how everybody's doing over here. Let's see. Makes sense. Like blackened anything, just admit it. You burned it. Yes, yes. Although some things, blackened is actually pretty good. I mean, if you blacken your chili spices, it's not that horrible. That wine is so delicious. This is my last glass. Then on to the next one. Who came up with underdone pasta and called it al dente? Well, al dente means to the tooth in Italian, and pasta was not intended to be overcooked. Overcooked. There's a certain level of doneness for a pasta, because if you have it overcooked, once when you add it to the sauce, then it'll just continue to do its thing. Okay, so we're 5:45 right now. It's 3 minutes. I'll give it a stirry stir so we don't end up with that. This better not suck. Never seen this one before in the store, so we'll soon see. See if it's any better, because as much as I love to make pasta from scratch, sometimes I don't always have the time to do it or the energy. All right, so this is doing its thing. It really smells delicious. Really, really heavy on the mushroom smell, and the garlic is starting to permeate. You know, Greg, I kind of agree with your mom a little bit with the crispy crittered hot dogs. It's like I kind of like mine a little bit crispy crittered. I don't know why. I guess maybe it reminds me of camping and cooking hot dogs over a fire, and the excitement about catching one on the stick on fire, and sometimes catching the stick on fire as well. That's just kind of reminds me of camping. It's one thing that my family never really did. Actually, never did. We never went camping. Um, my first camping trip was with the Girl Scouts. Yes, I was in the Girl Scouts. It's in the Girl Scouts for quite a while. and that's when I got to do a lot of camping, a lot of camp outs, and then our school went on a week-long camping trip to Camp Waskowitz, which was owned by the school district. Still is, I believe. I think it's Highline School District that I went to school in. And it was a week long camping trip in the sixth grade, and that was just so much fun. I remember crying on the day that we were headed home because I didn't want to leave. Yeah, and we didn't when my kids were kids. We didn't do a lot of camping, but we went camping. It's kind of hard to coordinate camping trips with two small children when you got a baker and at the time I was a computer technologist. Um, it's kind of hard to coordinate that. All right, we're at the 6 minute mark on the pasta. And this is reducing slowly but surely. I don't want to jack up the temperature, so I don't want to risk burning it. But we want to get this to really. Speaking of camping, are you serious about a mafia group camp this summer? I'm seriously thinking about it. I think it would be a lot of fun. Um, just trying to figure out an area where it's relatively close to everybody that wants to go. I think it could be a lot of fun. Just like a weekend trip or something. Maybe you know out at the ocean, like Dungeness Spit, which is like right in the right in a corner of Western Washington, where if you look out from the lighthouse, you can actually see Vancouver Island. It's a beautiful area, or something. I don't know. It'd be kind of fun. You know, you have to be like a campground that could handle a fairly decent amount of people, but that would be fun to go and just do a weekend thing. I can get somebody to watch my cat and dogs and birds, and I don't know, maybe we might bring the dogs along. I don't know. Probably not. They can go and hang out with the gaggle of long-haired chihuahuas. But it would be fun. I think it would be a lot of fun. It'd be kind of cool to go out to the ocean. We could do some clamming and crabbing, and maybe get a couple of those propane deep fried turkey things, and do a crab boil. Of course, I wouldn't be able to partake in that because I'm allergic to crab, but I could definitely do clams. Maybe just do a clam boil. Um, just have some fun. I don't know if anybody else is interested in that, but if it's if it's something that everybody would like to do, maybe we could do that, annually or something. Maybe go from one state to another state, not just be in one state all the time. So in case you are interested in that, let's figure this shit out. Um, Even if it means going to Idaho. It's not on the water, but you don't do water activities, my ass, Brian. Really? Please tell me you're joking. Yes, but the problem with fishing for shark in Washington is we would have to actually go out to the coast. The stuff that we have in the commonly in the Puget Sound region, inland, um, saltwater area, is dogfish, which is perfectly edible, but going out to the ocean could be fun. Maybe go out to where is it that we usually go for my birthday, Timmy? Ocean shores. So those that don't do camping, they could actually go and just go get a motel room nearby or something. Because there are some people that don't like the whole camping aspect. Okay, so we're at 10 minutes now. Stir, stir. Ouch. Just splashed myself. Yes, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho is actually kind of pretty. It's kind of funny because when I went to Sturgis, rode all the way there and back. I didn't have problems with allergies the second that we crossed the Washington Idaho border, but as soon as we got across the Washington Idaho border, I was one suffering fool. But got to spend a little bit of time in Idaho, a little bit of time in Montana even, and those areas are beautiful indeed. You guys are funny. Okay, so how did we go from 52 to 54 that quickly? Okay, so I better get the gloves. One of my bosses suffered an accident at the other jail today, and he ended up getting his entire bicep burned by the steamer. Okay, so those pastas, or those noodles, look pretty damn good. I think I like it. They look awful pretty. Set that right there. So we're also going to keep our pasta water. And the reason why is because we can use some of that pasta water to thicken our pasta. Oh, great. My dishwasher's done. Sorry about the noise, guys. I'm also a stainless steel bowl hoarder. Okay. All right. So let's transfer our noodles over here. Oh, those are nice. These actually feel kind of nice. Although this strainer is a little on the hot side. Ow, ow, ow. Well, don't do that. That's what tongs are for, Civvy. Yes, but where's my sense of adventure? All right, there we go. My dishwasher makes a cute little noise. Okay, so I'm just going to throw a little bit of butter, a couple knobs of butter into the pasta. It's a kind of a creamy based pasta. A little bit of butter is fine, but if you're going to be doing like a spaghetti, don't do that to your noodles, because then your spaghetti sauce is not going to stick properly. You can actually take a little bit of your pasta sauce and do a tossy with your noodles. Okay, here's that. Set that over here. Come back to our. Okay, so check that out. Okay, so we are very, very reduced. Look at that. Look at how gorgeous that is. Okay, so now this is about a cup of butter. So we got the heat killed. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna just throw this cold butter in a little bit at a time, and you'll notice it's gonna create this beautiful sauce. But um, it can break if the pan is too hot. So use cold knobs of butter. Just cut them up into little chunks, and just keep moving it around. Stirry, 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 stirry. I'm gonna add a little bit more. And this is what I mean by this is how a marsala should be. Is butter. It's just butter. It's just butter. But it's okay to put a little cream in there. Some people think, oh, it's got to have cream. It's got to have cheese. No, you don't put cheese in it. It's just a very, very fortified mushroom sauce, basically. I've also seen some people put frickin' capers in it. It's like, no, don't do that. The country club that I used to work at, I was appalled. I'm like, no, there's no capers in that. Don't do that. You just ruined my favorite dish. And Marsala is actually pretty cheap if you go to an actual wine shop. Sometimes some grocery stores will not have it marked up to death. Um, this bottle costs quite a bit. You can also put like a little splash of cognac or Armagnac in there as well. Um, it's all up to you. Whatever flavor profile you'd like for it to have. But see, now it's just this beautiful sauce. Look at that. It's nice and oh so saucy. It's saucy. All right. All right, let's get that out of the way. I don't know why I grabbed milk. All right. So let's go back over here. We're going to just stirry, stirry, stirry. Now at some point we're going to want to get that chicken back out, and we're going to transfer it back to this pan and let it do its thing. Now, one of the things that will happen is if you have this up too high, it's not going to create that beautiful sauce. It's just going to be like this buttery mess. And the way to fix that is to either add some heavy cream to it and then let it continue to reduce, or you could just keep throwing more knobs of butter in there. See, check that out. Is that beautiful? But I am going to put a little smidge in there. Now this is heavy cream. It does need to be reduced a little bit, so we're going to turn the heat back on for just a few moments. Because you don't want to just dump cream in there and think it's good, because you got to cook it down a little bit. There's just a little smidge left in there. This is 36% heavy cream. Went to the store. They didn't have my regular cream that I usually get. So they were all out. It's like, wow, people hoarding this stuff or what? All right, so I need my glove back. Mr. Mitten. That's kind of weird that that puppy is just laying there nice and quiet for a change. Is she okay? Is she alive? You killed her? All right. So here's our chickens. Turn the oven off. Make sure that our noodles are tossied a little bit more, because you don't want to let them sit for too long, because then they will turn to mush. Okay, there we go. All right, so now let's take our chickies, and we're going to put them back in here. Set that aside. There we go. Set that up right now. Create a little extra space. Okay. How are we doing so far? We can go through tons of butter. Yes, we do. Actually, for a while there, I was kind of backing off on that because it was getting to be way too expensive. At one point, it was like 1 pound of butter was at like $8 a pound. I was like, what the hell? Does this thing give blowjobs too? Or at least do dishes? All right, so we're gonna add just a little bit more salt. If I say it needs salt, it definitely needs salt. It's freaking delicious. Just gonna let these simmer a little bit and relax. And the the dredge will help to thicken this as well. Oh my god. So good. So good. Yes, yes, the new Munchie Mafia merch. It's endorsed by the Onesie Women and Mama Jones. And does Tiger want to explain who Mama Jones is? I'm still trying to figure it out. So shout out to Mama Jones. Hey girl, hey. So, all right. Pearl clutching. Yes. Yes. All right. Give it a flippy flip. Look at that. Oops. Oh shit. I put the ones for the puppies in there by accident. Huh? That's a screw up? Oh boy. It's too bad that Timmy didn't have a microphone. I feel like we need to mic him up. Huh? Okay, so does anybody know what it's called when you take a spoon and you draw a line with your finger through it and hold it up to see how thick your sauce is? Does anybody remember what that term is called? It's a French term. It's gonna need just a couple more minutes. Yes. Yes, Tiger. Okay, so getting extra spoons dirty. Yes. Yes, because I get a lot of extra spoons dirty. I got to bring my tasting spoons in. They're still floating around in the trunk of my car. I was just setting up my thingy for the car. My signal booster. We're gonna give it a whirl in the morning. See if I can actually start a live from my driveway and drive through town and drive through the other town without losing signal. That will be quite the feat. You call it burn tongue? Yeah. No, it's called nappe. 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 Not nappy, but nappe. French term. Or it coats the spoon. And that's, oh my god, it's gonna be so good. It's a little dribbly, but it's not actually dribbling the um through the line that I made. We are gonna give it just a little bit. Maybe flip the chickies over. Flipping the chickies over. And you can actually tell when you're really, really close is when it just gets that really, really velvety sheen, and the bubbles linger a little bit. But again, you don't want to overheat it or else it'll break. Doo-doo. No, not quite. Almost there. Mm. God, I wish you guys could try this. But that cordon bleu that I made yesterday, oh, holy hell. I was in heaven. I was only able to eat half of the chicken breast, though. I was all about that rice, though. Oh, God, that rice was so good. I wish I could have gotten it a little bit more toasted. But this is the pan that I actually use usually to toast my rice off. Then I just transfer it over to that pan because I had already ruined one in the past. Okay, so when we move this away from the bottom of the pan, we're going to start to see that, it's kind of clean. And then all the sauce congregates back. So that's about right. Not enough sauce. Ow. Ow, my finger's on fire. Yep, there we go. Burnt tongue. Oh, my God, burnt tongue. She says while still licking the spoon. Okay. So, move all my shit over and out of the way. And bring my... Oh, I forgot to put my garlic bread in the oven. God dang it. Greg, I'm so forgetful. All right. Huh? Do what? Oh, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to plate this baby. Oopsie. I guess I'm just going to have to use this. So now, I've got my two bowls right here. I don't know about Timmy, but I'm freaking starving to death. Are you starving to death? You're hungry. So am I. Okay, so baby girl size and a daddy size right there. All right. Extra just in case. Get out of the way. All right. Get this over here. Now I'm going to bring our chickens and our beautiful sauce over here. We're going to actually find the presentation side. Put that on top. Oh, whoops. That's the smaller one. I want the smaller one. And then the bigger one for Timmy. Oops. Oh, my God. Little slickery. Okay. Oh, look at that. A little bit of fond developing. Another minute or two longer, and that would have been like, oh, I got to fix it. Oopsie daisy. And we're going to get a ladle, and we're going to come along. We're going to take some of this. We're going to spoon it over the top. Spoon some more over the top. Spoon some more. All right. Timmy doesn't like the mushrooms that much, so steal his mushrooms. Put the puppy-sized one right there on top, just like so. Just an extra piece of chicken at this point. That's okay. Extra sauce. Move this chicken breast out of the way. Give Timmy some extra. just like so. Literally can just eat just the sauce and the mushrooms all on their own. All right. Let's try to bring that chicken back up to the forefront. There we go. Jimmy's chicken to the forefront. You know what? I'll probably end up eating that other half of that chicken breast. Oh, wait. Right here. Every time a bell rings, the angel gets its wings. Okay, so. All right. Ray roux, a little bit of parsley, a little more parsley. And then we're going to put some Parmesan and Romano fine shredded cheese blend. A little smidge. Oops. God, I suck. All right. And there we have it. Hi, oyster. Bye, oyster. Sorry I didn't see you there. Alrighty. And there we have it. We have chicken marsala. I suck at plating today, apparently. There we go. And then, take your bread and then just kind of prop it up right there in the corner. And then you're good to go. Nice rustic dish. And again, it's entirely up to you if you would like to use heavy cream or not. And here's money shot. Yay. All right, guys. So that's it for the night. Will Grubhub deliver? No, Grubhub will not deliver. Yes, it's funny because I actually collect bowls and ramekins, main girl. You can actually get these at Costco, but they're like $20 for 4. And I love thrift stores. Um, every time I find a fascinating bowl or ramekin or cup or some sort of cool platter, whatever, I can actually get them for a fraction of the cost over at the Goodwill. So I have even bigger ones, but they come out to a point. They actually look like boats. I've got a bunch of those too, and I got some little smaller ones than this. And I think I paid like $5 for 2, and I think I got like 6 of this one, and then like 8 of another, and you know. But that's one of the nice things about thrift stores and garage sales is that sometimes you could find some really interesting dishes. And it's one of the things about chefs is that we have this odd fascination with plateware, um, and spoons and all sorts of weird stuff. And anytime we see something that looks just so cool looking, it's like, of course, we have to buy it. Because you never know who you might be serving dinner to at home, but you're going to want something really cool, and you're going to want something that at least somewhat matches, at least in color. It doesn't always have to be the shape or whatever, but that's one of the things that I do is I collect bowls, and Timmy's probably going to shoot me if I come back home with some more bowls because you should see my front porch. It's like they're stacked in milk crates. They used to be in my car, but I had to clean my car out because of Christmas, and so they've been just sitting out there on my porch, just chilling out in crates, multiple crates. And I got these giant martini glasses that stands about yay tall, and you know, I keep wanting to do something with that. I'm thinking like maybe a harissa clam and mussel appetizer with some flatbread, some charred flatbread, and some other cool stuff that I can build around the base of it, put it on a nice nice square plate, large square plate. Put it off center a little bit, and then start building a charcuterie board around it, because it stands up nice and tall. I personally think it would be really cool. So anyway, Munchie Mafia, tomorrow's an early day for me. I have to go back to work. Had a lovely 3 days off, 3 days of doing virtually nothing. You know what? I think this is going to be the pasta that I buy from now on. Um, that's pretty. Oh wow, that that right there, winner. It actually has a really good flavor to it. Um, Definitely check it out. See if your store has it, because it's worth it. Yeah, it has nice texture to it. So Munchie Mafia, it is that time, and we're gonna give that thing a go in the morning. We're gonna do a live drive. I'll tell you all about what my fuckery is gonna be like at work tomorrow on my way to work. And can't forget the shout outs. My shout outs. We've got Captain Brian and Main Girl. They hit their 50 a while back, so now they can do their lives. So thank you very much for helping to support those two, so that they can create some content for all of us to watch. We also have Mason Hiffner. He's part of the Shark Fam, and his two guys. I don't think they were in today, but I'm sure that they wouldn't mind a shout out too. So there's Robert Pelling and Eric Rowland. Um, Food Boat was in. I'm not sure if Food Boat's Derek, if Derek is still here or not. But Derek, Andy, and Alfred were out over the weekend and did a really lovely um, reporting of the Baltimore bridge disaster. I read this morning on the news that another body was recovered at the scene of that. Alfred posted some new content on that. Andy posted some new content on that. Derek did something about oysters. I only saw it just flash by my screen just briefly. Um, so that is it, I believe. And don't forget our mods, Tiger, Timmy, and Captain Brian. Without them, this place would probably be chaos. So thank you so much for all of the support, to all of you, and also to my mods. Um, so I hope to see you soon, and don't forget to cook with love and eat with passion. Thanks. Love you all. Good night.